And Steve O'Reilly, that'll be interesting. A lot of strength, a lot of power there. Gavin Mitchell, just going back to him, played over 30 games for the Dockers and has been a very handy pickup as far as the Saints are concerned. Saturday night football from Subiaco Oval, the Dockers and the Saints, and the Dockers are running right to left. Very good bounce to get us underway. Everett got a hand to it on the way down. McManus slides in. Over the top of him is young Hayes, tackled by Wills, and the ball up.
And already there's some interesting matchups in the St Kilda forward line. Carroll's got the job on Hall. O'Reilly's gone back and picked up Stuart Lowe. Chris Bond's got the job on the dangerous goal-kicking small crumbing forward in Mitchell, and Parker's got the job on Sirakoski.
Bandy and Everett at their feet. Thompson smothered by Ship. Ball coming down towards half forward for Saints. Coming through strongly there is Clement. Well played. Shrugs a tackle, comes away. Probing kick towards half forward for the Dockers. Sliding across behind Callahan. It's going to be a free kick against the Dockers and will be taken by Wakeland. That's Darryl Wakeland across to Burke, who kicks it up towards the wing. On the lead is Ozzie Jones. No scorers yet. Jones with the ball on the wing. Centering kick. And reading it very nicely. Michael got back, lays it off to Wills. Wills a high ball towards the attacking 50. Well played in front by Wakeland. Had it cleared him. Modra was headed goalward. Hutchton picks up the ball to Everett. Over the top to Ziller. Ziller on the wing comes down towards half forward. Awkward bounce there for Mitchell. Knocked away by Bond, who recovers well. Looping hand pass releases Fletcher. Fletcher off balance, taken down by Brown. Got it away to Ship though. McManus left it behind. It bounces across the boundary line.
Dennis, the benches for St Kilda is Healy, Thompson, Walton and Gowans, and as you said for Fremantle, Black, Gale, Prescott and Taylor.
Thanks, Barrett.
And Dennis, at the other end of the ground in the Fremantle's forward line, Shane Wakeland's got the job on Modra. Darryl Wakeland's got the job on Michael, who's lined up at centre half forward, and Hutchton is running with the enigmatic Waterhouse.
Advantage paid to the Dockers. Kick it, took an eternity, had it smothered off the boot. Here's Waterhouse taken high. He'll get the free kick forward of the wing. Big Docker roar goes up. It is a good crowd tonight. Clive Waterhouse. Low thumping kick well inside the 50. Michael missed it. Opportunity at the back for Young. Lays it off to Burke. Burke out of the back pocket in trouble. Untidy hand pass. Hutchton missed it. Picked up by Young. Run down by Callahan. Cross it comes to Everett. Bandy's got it now. Goes looking for Norwich. Under the pump. Hand passes back to Waterhouse. Close to the boundary line. Still Waterhouse goes. Ricochets off Hayes. Across the line on the bounce. And will be thrown in out of side. Damien Condon, a good footballer in his own right. Adding a word to Clive. Tossed in. Everett knocks it down. Hutchton couldn't control it. That word paying dividends. Waterhouse momentarily had the ball, coughed it up.
I think Damien Drums identified the run that Justin Peckett gives St Kilda out of their back line by playing Brad Wirra on him. He's going to try and negate that run.
Everett, Bandy lock up. Well, how they call that is beyond me every time. Add that to the list. Everett with the ball. He's at left half back. Still night in Perth. And the Saints back in the winner's circle last week after 3 disappointing losses. He drives it around the outer side wing. Fletcher back with courage. Couldn't hang on. It trickles across the line. So this is the stalling sort of start the Dockers need.
And also,
tie it up.
Sorry, Dennis, and also another interesting matchup, Woosher, is the Andrew Ship and also Andrew Thompson matchup in midfield. Thompson's been a very good player for St Kilda over the last month or so.
Lowe knocked it down to the man Michael was talking about, Ship. Couldn't control it. Lowe kicks inside the 50, and Hall comes steaming up and takes the mark on his chest. Looks back towards the middle. Rather risky. Too much carry on the kick. Ziller and McManus. Ziller fell over, bounced off his bottom. It comes across towards Mitchell. Dragged down. Good pressure applied there by Clement. Affected the kick. Ship got back, took the mark, spots a man up towards half-back Bandy. Lays it off quickly to Parker. Man down on the outer side. It's a Docker. They're calling for the stretcher. Wakeland, meantime, Darryl gets back, takes the mark, lays it off to Burke. Not sure who that Docker is. Bond, is it? So Bond There's about 4 trainers circling him. The stretcher is going out as Sierakowski kicks across the goal face. Mitchell tracks it back now. The umpires really need to stop it. The ball is only about 20 metres away from the fallen player. It comes back towards Clement. Whistle it up, umpires, please. Ship is dragged down. Parker gets a hand pass off. Bandy, and they're bringing the umpire's attention to it. The umpire looked at the trainers and waved play on, umpire Carey. Everett's taken the mark. Well, that's amazing. That is amazing. They had called for the stretcher. The stretcher is on the ground, and they were waving their arms frantically as this ball, well, we've gone back a ways now. Hall takes the mark. That was the centering kick a couple of minutes ago.
It was where Bond copped his knock.
But umpire Carey must have been looking directly at that from about 10 metres.
I don't think the umpires have the ability to stop the
play in general flow.
Yeah, they should do, Dennis. I think definitely the umpire should be able to blow the whistle and stop it wherever the ball is, but they need a break in play before they can blow the whistle and then stop the game for the stretcher. So in that situation, I mean, the ball was around where Bond is down, and it is dangerous, but the umpire was helpless to actually blow his whistle to stop it.
Well, they need to amend that.
It is a dangerous situation, isn't it?
Terribly dangerous. I mean, for the sake, look at that. It's going on around them. And understanding that normally they would need a break, but really the umpire, I think, had to intervene there with it going on as it was. Still, we hope that's Jason Norrish. I think it was at Bond.
It's Bond, I
yeah,
think.
it certainly is Bond. And I actually didn't take my eyes off Bond. He did not move after that incident. Let's hope Chris Bond is okay, because he typifies what strength's all about, especially for the Fremantle Dockers, when at times their hardness is questionable. But Chris Bond certainly does typify that aspect of the game. Just looked like it was a knee to the back of the head, Busher, didn't it?
Yeah, big Barry Hall came up and the knee must have copied him right square in the head. And not in the back of the head, right in the side, I think.
So Everett, who took the mark to stop play, kicks. And what's he done? He's got a goal just.
And that's the challenge the Fremantle Dockers have to accept. Everett will probably play centre square, go for the ruck and push forward. Looks like himself and Sierakowski are going to be the 2 players that are going to change in that part of the ground. Everett's in the goal square at this current time. At the other end of the ground is Sierakowski. He's going to take this next centre bounce. So obviously Tim Watson is rotating those 2 players.
Just going back to that situation with Bond down, when they had that clean possession in the pocket, Bandy had the ball. Obviously that would be the time, if the rule were changed, that the umpire could make the decision to stop it and allow a kick to be taken. Anyway, we're back in the middle, 6 points to nothing. Here's Ship paddling it through the centre square. Hurried kick down towards half forward. In front down there was Ryan. Wakeland dragged down. He'll get a free. Darryl Wakeland lays it off. This is Burke inside the centre square, just kicking towards half forward. Hall, what a very good catch that was, forward of the wing. They'll contest about 40 metres out, no contest. Doing a little pushing initially was Clement. Took the clever mark, kicks it out wide. Fletcher on down the ground is Wills, but the hand pass went back, taken by Hayes, who hits Jones. Jones on a sharp angle, only about 25 metres out.
Well, that's surprising from Adrian Fletcher. He's normally got such good hands and such a good awareness of what's around him, and just really set the ball up there and turned it over. Costly turnover, giving St Kilda another shot at goal.
Question of accuracy. He hasn't got it, right across the face. Well done by Bandy, out of bounds on the full.
In saying that, Busher, that backwards handball, if it doesn't find the target in the defensive part of the ground, is a critical mistake.
Yeah, well, the opposition player gets it running towards his goal, doesn't have to change direction, and they really can punish you.
So Bandy, deep in his own defensive area, drives it back towards half back, over the top Sierakowski, low, bounced off Zilla. Fletcher, who's been in everything, gets it to Black, who comes out with a footy, with a bit more time than he knew. He scrambles it across the line. Just over 14 minutes to go. St Kilda, with the only score in the game, lead by 6 points.
A couple of interesting matchups in midfield. McLaren and Fletcher are pitted against each other. And also Stephen Zilla's got the job on McManus after his good game against Essendon last week.
Boundary throw in the attacking side of the interchange gates.
Dennis, just confirming Chris Bond got concussed. Yeah, he got hit in the back of the head, but he has recovered and he's okay.
Good news. Reaching around, Sierakowski knocked it down. Peckett's over the ball. McLaren came out minus the footy. Brown jumps in for the Saints. Whistle, ball up. Tough opening. A lot of footy in tight. Sierakowski with the run. Knocked it directly to Kickett. Kickett, high kick towards centre half forward. Waterhouse was up, almost the grab too. Young in desperate trouble. Taken high, he'll get the free. Play on. Young towards the outer side wing, hits Brown. Where's Hall? The kick goes in that direction. Parker right there with him. It runs on. Brown close to the boundary line. Across comes Wirra. Jones is in there, and it's taken across by Wirra. Boundary throw in.
And the Dockers obviously are trying to rotate their midfield as much as possible. Already through that part of the ground, they've used players like Norris, Ship, Wirra, Fletcher, McManus, just to name 5 players. And I wouldn't be surprised to see also Callaghan come out of a forward pocket. He's being picked up by Burke, and also Holland to be used in that part of the ground also.
Saints by 6 points. Just over 13 minutes remain till quarter time. Lowe and Bandy. Great strength by Lowe. Holland in trouble, knocked away by Thompson. Emerging with it, Kickett. Another untidy hand pass. Bandy confronted and put down by Hall. As a result, the hand pass wasn't good. Hayes run down. Diving in, Parker holding the ball against Hayes.
Yeah, good tackle there by Callaghan. Got to the blind side of Hayes, and a good tackle, dispossessed his opponent and the ball.
Callaghan driving it up towards the wing. Burke battling with Ship. Bandy getting around the ground. Norrish over the top. Here's Wills, about 65
good
metres out. Has a bounce. Where's he going? There's a man coming across Wakeland. That was Darryl Wakeland. Wills obviously didn't see him. Smothered it off the boot.
Yeah, again, lack of awareness by Wills. He got a good shepherd that allowed him just to straighten up and get the kick away. We see Clem Michael come through and give a good shepherd, but Wills just ran that a little bit too far with the player coming straight at him.
Boundary throw in. Callaghan hurriedly onto the boot. Well played. Now a chance for Modra. Interesting hand pass. And then a belated kick. It was enough for the umpire, though. We've got a ball up about 30 metres out.
Yeah, he certainly didn't touch the ball, as Dennis intimated. But last week I saw Shane Wakeland against Matthew Richardson. He was intent in playing about 15 metres in front of that player. He's also using that same philosophy tonight against Modra. Thompson, a very good player. Sockers towards the outer side wing. Fletcher stayed in. Still Fletcher. Brilliantly done. Hand passes back to support O'Reilly. Bandy in trouble. Almost picked off there by Peckett. Coming through though Norrish. Norrish outside the 50. Sets it up. Modra with the spring up one-handed. Hit the ground. Mitchell comes away. Bouncing. Another one. Takes him beyond half-back. He kicks through the wing towards half-forward. All Doc is back there. Holland making a name for himself across half-back. Grabs it. Comes to Black just forward of the wing. Bandy is on again. And he's certainly putting himself about, Daniel Bandy. Inside the centre square. Wide looking for Ship. Wakeland. Darrell's fist goes long towards the boundary. Worth a kick. Lowe leads in the race. O'Reilly bearing down. Lowe played it pretty well. Ship arrived quickly. He's got the ball. He did drag it in, but the umpire has decided he'll ball it up. There's Bond looking, well, not too bad considering. Low scoring affair, and the umpire, the bane of all umpires, he bounced it directly out of bounds. He wouldn't like that, Matthew James.
I think Andrew Wills wanted to say something too, but he held back.
Well, he held his nerve. He got it up straight that time. Thompson again, but it's a free kick, I think, going to the Saints. Long kick from Thompson, but no advantage was paid. It will come back to Lowe. Bandy is working overtime. Could be a long night for him.
It looks like Brodie Holland's now picking up Thompson with Andrew Ship moving forward. Just a quick change there made by Damien Drum. Get Holland and run tight with Thompson.
Here's Hudson, the defensive side of the wing. Young with great courage attempted the mark, attempted the tackle. Norrish coming through. Gets it across to O'Reilly. Pinpoints it nicely to Waterhouse alongside the centre circle. Runners outside. Comes very wide. Callahan tracks it back towards the boundary. Can go short to Black. Bypasses that option. Just to the right of Black, he found Modra. Now Modra's at left half forward. Just over 10 minutes till quarter time. Modra unloads towards the pocket. They've got some height down there, the Dockers. Darryl Wakeland, who's been very good, comes across and knocks the ball out of bounds. Like a soccer scoreline. St Kilda 1, Fremantle 0. Black protecting himself at all times. Down goes Fletcher. Waterhouse almost pulled it out of the pack. Goes to McManus. Worried out of it. Hayes falling to the ground. Slips it away. Now Thompson. Plenty of courage. Confronted there by Kickett. Kickett in trouble. Scrambles after it. In comes Fletcher. Taken front on by Brown. A whistle. Ball up just outside the attacking 50 for the Dockers.
I got no doubt, John, that Damien Drum would be happy with their intensity at the ball at this stage. That's from Fremantle's point of view. But I dare say he'd be disappointed with their approach and route to goal. Yeah,
they're not looking dangerous at all. Getting inside that 50 metre, that's where they've got to try and find some avenue to get an easy shot at goal.
Sierakowski across to Young. Young drives it down towards half foot. What a good mark by Hall. What an improved
looking too strong,
player.
isn't he? Looking way too strong for Parker.
He's very quick on a lead. I think he deceives a lot of opposition and opposition players.
Comes to the middle. This is Zilla inside the centre square. Kicks inside the 50. Fine mark by Young Ship.
Yeah, terrific mark from a young player to stand his ground and defy the height of Wakeland to actually mark the ball very strongly.
Another great mark. The youngsters combining there. Michael marking the kick from Ship, who turns 20 today. Fletcher down towards Waterhouse. Waterhouse under pressure, held without it. He'll get the free kick. 8.5 minutes till quarter time, and the Dockers still searching for their opening score. Waterhouse, long kick. They're double teaming Modra. Over the top, Wakeland trying to fist it away. Hayes arrives, hand passes to Hudson. Hudson arches the back, finds Burke. Burke swings it wider still. This is Young. Young to the middle, finds support. Thompson. Thompson's away. Goes looking for Everett. Carroll will need to go. Not tall enough. Everett's marked. He'll kick from on the 50.
Leading into this game, that was obviously the problem for the defensive group of the Fremantle Dockers, that being the height of players like Everett, Sierakowski, Lowe and Hall.
Peter Everett very close to the man on the mark. Or did the man on the mark come over the mark? Well, somehow he missed Carroll. It's a goal.
Why wasn't that touched? Did he touch that?
He's saying he did, but he didn't get enough of a touch on it because the ball still went straight enough, and he's told the umpire that he got a finger on it, but he should have got more than that. I mean, he just about jumped on his boot.
That's amazing.
It's got through his arms, hasn't
it? Somehow he's missed it, and he's got it through for a goal, which is a handy one for St Kilda, because he could have easily smothered that and caused a turnover.
Well, I reckon there was no doubt his boot would have struck Carroll. Carroll claiming he touched that last one. He got very close to the kicker, but somehow the ball got by the man on the mark and went through. So Everett's got 2 goals. St Kilda have 2, and Freo yet to score.
Where Freo let themselves down, as you said, going forward, Big. The previous play, they kicked it out to Waterhouse on his own, but it goes to ground. He earned the free kick, but by that stage, St Kilda have already double-teamed Modra.
Plenty of Dockers around the ball. Kickett picks it up, kicks it to Fletcher. Fletcher, a bit of a fumble there, coming up for his 5th possession. Goes back to McManus. McManus, terrible kick, bounces it to Black. Well, it was effective. Black in trouble, across to Holland. Holland, that's better. Spotted a man upfield. Kickett.
Have a shot.
Kickett, well, he delayed his takeoff and as a result put himself under pressure. It comes to Fletcher. Fletcher's got time. He kicks, and the Dockers have got their first goal.
You just sort of sense the importance of Adrian Fletcher. Every time he actually wins possession of the ball, except for that early mistake across half-back, more often than not something happens of it. He started that ball on outer wing to get the ball forward for the Dockers. Just try to overplay the situation, did Kickett. but Fletcher followed up with good run to receive that ball inside the Dockers' inside 50 and kicked a good goal.
Adrian Fletcher setting the standard here. Not a good bounce. Michael lays it off. Fletcher somehow got through. Brilliantly played. The hand pass out wide. Norrish, awkward bounce for him. Comes back, pulls it across the ground. There's a chance to go forward for Holland. Holland inside the centre square looking for Wills. Knocked away down there by McLaren. Close to the boundary line. Modra hassled, worried out of it by Wakeland. That's Shane Wakeland. And across the line.
I think Wills running into Modra's space there, really. They want to keep that forward line open. No, Wills probably ended up being the target, but if he was out of there, Modra gets the chance to have a full-blooded lead. Michael
knocked it down. Waterhouse was pushed in the back. We'll get a free kick right on the 50.
He's going to get the journey, won't he, John, from this part of the ground. Here's a penetrating kick. And just looking at the structure of the Fremantle Dockers forward line, it is certainly getting crowded, and I just wonder whether or not Waterhouse could go along the full forward line and play alongside Modra and lead from that starting point, because Wakeland is certainly cutting the angles and not allowing Modra any space at all to lead into.
Important kick, this one, for the Dockers and for Clive. Very high, just tailing off to the right. Surakoski, he started pretty well. To Burke. Burke up from the back pocket. Goes for distance, driving it around the outer side. Maybe had the line in mind. Didn't get the bounce he needed, though. Fletcher, the centering kick. And the mark has been taken by umpire Carey.
That is unbelievable. I've never seen that.
No, never, ever seen that.
I have never, ever seen that. He actually thought he was a player then.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about
he had a vision.
Carey by name, Carey by nature. How about that?
The crowd's not happy because that's a turnover.
Oh.
The Dockers did have possession, and we're going to get possession.
Put it down as a stat. Thompson grabs the ball, boots it very high down towards half forward. Hall comes back on the ball, in trouble, jarred out of there. Still a chance for the Saints, though. Across half forward comes Aussie Jones, worried out of it by Parker. Stood up in the tackle, got it across to Black. Black kicks it up towards the wing. Now Young will send it back in for the Saints. Goes looking for Brown. Good effort from behind by Kicker to knock it away. McLaren legged. Advantages paid. Here's a chance for Peckett. Peckett paddles it towards the line. Still he goes. He was across the line. Now I'm not sure a kick was going to go to McLaren there for being legged. The umpire just waved play on as distinct from advantage. I don't think he blew the whistle.
And you go back to centre wing, Wooshy, you saw a couple of examples of missed tackles. Fremantle have got to be stronger in the tackle to dispossess this St Kilda team when they gain possession.
Well, the name Carey has been associated with quite a few contenders for the Cadbury Mark of the Year. And there's another one.
Now what we've got to see is the square leg umpire in cricket take a screamer. They can try and match that by the AFL umpires.
Self-preservation, not much he could do. Seen enough of it, he knows what to do. There's Lowe falling to the ground. Down goes O'Reilly, picked up by Ship. Kickett has played pretty well, pushed off the kick.
Good hand.
Norrish, nicely done. Well, close to umpire Carey. Maybe he could have accepted that one as well. It comes to Black. Black punches it out wide. Callaghan can run inside the 50. Lines up the goal. It's swinging. Hit the post.
Terrific build-up.
A lot more penetrating by Fremantle. I'm still a little bit worried because a lot of those handballs are going to stationary players who are having to turn around and then try and pick out their target. A lot better if they can get the handball to a player heading towards their goal, but they had the space on that occasion to find Callaghan out wide.
Dockers getting plenty of the ball. The Saints lead by 5 points. There's Burke. Short. Peckett. Hodgson in trouble. Awkward hand pass low down. Scrambled up towards midfield. They work it forward. It came from McLaren to Hayes. And Hayes hits Hall. Barry Hall 60 metres out. Open forward line. Sets it up for Everett. Was there interference? Not according to the umpire, who's in perfect position. Carroll follows up. Picks up the ball. Kicks it into the path of Kickett. Through comes Darryl Wakeland. Knocks it towards the boundary. Then later Shepherd. McLaren has it now. Kicks it inside the 50. Ball not touched. It runs behind the pack. Coming across Norrish. Didn't take it with him. Brown had it a long time. Now Parker grabs it, backs back towards the boundary line. Needed a kick. It comes towards Brown, but Parker was unloaded, and it will be a relayed ball for the Dockers. Brad Wirra across the goal face. O'Reilly, man bearing down. Mitchell missed him. O'Reilly comes back, kicks it high up towards the wing. Bit of shepherding off the ball. Called against Peckett. Holland will get the free kick. Sierakowski it was who took the mark. There you saw it. Holland, meantime, has given it to Black. Back to Holland. Holland across half-back. Needs to be a spot-on kick, and it is. Well, I'm not sure that was the target. Well, play on's the call. Thought Fletcher took the mark. In comes Brown. Brown's hand pass towards McLaren. Kick it. I think he was the target initially. Well, he's finished up with it. Hand passes to Fletcher. Fletcher across half-back. Pulls it back towards the middle. Down goes Holland. Over the top was Peckett. Tried to crash through his ship. He was well tackled by Ryan. Wills applies a tackle. And there'll be a ball up.
A little bit worried there for Fremantle, Dennis. They are getting a lot of the ball, but they're really not using it well at all. Their disposal is pretty average at the moment, and that's showing in their score. And they want to start using it better while they're on top of St Kilda.
Thompson, sock is off the ground. There's going to be a free kick the Dockers' way. Push in the back to Fletcher.
And actually Taylor's come onto the ground trying to mismatch the St Kilda defence. Michael's gone into the ruck.
10 possessions for Fletcher. Great courage from Thompson running back there. The ball goes across the boundary line.
Just another example, Dennis, of poor disposal there. The Dockers have got possession trying to go forward, and that kick really didn't give Ship any advantage at all. Gave Thompson the chance to get back and put his body in and make the spoil.
And what makes it look worse is that their decision making isn't exactly right.
Low scoring affair, this one. Kickett, who's trying very hard. Norrish lays it off. Fletcher again. What a term he's playing. Adrian Fletcher goes looking for Modra. That's better. And Modra has a kick for the lead.
Fletcher's had 11 possessions, 5 kicks and 6 handballs. He's directly opposed to McLaren, who's had 2 and 2. McLaren has been a very good player over the last couple of weeks for St Kilda.
They've got no tall timber in the goal square here, so Modra really has to try and make the distance.
Well, he didn't. There's the problem highlighted. Sierakowski.
Not one tall player pushing back there for Fremantle.
Young Gowans making his debut. He's on the ground now in place of Brown. Young chips it across the goal front. We're down to 30 seconds remaining in this term. Zilla's got it. Zilla, right half back, off his step, close to the line. Gowans, his first touch. James Gowans hugs the boundary, finds low. Something to remember. Your first kick going to an out-and-out star of the side. The ball's out of bounds down towards right half forward.
I think that was pretty good defensive play then by Parker. He just didn't actually get involved in the body-on-body duel against Hall. He gave him some space so he could jump at the ball and knock it across the boundary line.
Wait for the siren. It's quarter time on Saturday Night Football from Subiaco Oval. Low-scoring game so far, and there's the star of the opening term. Not him, but Adrian Fletcher, although Peter Everett has booted the 2 goals for the Saints. Peter Carey has put his stamp on this one. That will appear, I'm sure, in many a blooper tape. It was an outstanding mark, showed quick reflexes. Damien Drum has a word to his skipper, Chris Bond. It's quarter time at Subi, and the Saints lead by 5 points, 2 goals to 1-1. Safety's got to be paramount because that ball was terribly close, and the action was too. The fallen player and the trainers have got to fear for the safety of the players and the trainers. Start of the second term, and the Saints lead it by 5 points. Michael with the run, thumps it wide. Awkward bounce there for Fletcher. What a star he's been so far. Almost holding the ball that time though. Norrish runs away from Thompson. The signs are good for the Dockers. So much of the ball at the moment. Bandy to Wirra. I suggest kick it, and he does. Comes out wide. Not the best kick in the world. Awkward half volley for Fletcher. Picked up by Zilla. Gets it off to Young. Young nicely done once and twice. Comes back to Ryan. Ryan, the hurried kick down towards the 50 in front of Riley. And and he's getting a free kick.
And already Tim Watson has made a change in the second quarter to start off. They've actually put Zilla into the midfield to play on Fletcher, who certainly beat McLaren in that first term.
Peter Carey's teammate, Brad Wirra, kicks it across the ground. Now O'Reilly. That's a good-looking kick, a beauty. Straight up the middle. And Holland didn't have to break stride. Brodie Holland goes out wide now. Waterhouse opts out of the contest. The ball came over the top and inadvertently hit him. Carroll gets a hand pass away. McManus at close quarters to Norris. Norris a hand pass up in the air. Put on the ground by Hayes. Wakeland's got it. Coming through brilliantly as Michael goes with the outside of the boot. It was too clever, the kick. And Sierakowski goes back and takes the mark. Plays on. Shane Wakeland drives it in the low direction. It's a lovely kick. Only Lowe could get that ball. He did. He's at right half back. Stewie Lowe across the ground to Hayes. Stabs it in towards the middle and Zilla. Zilla's away. Young wants it long. It goes in that direction. Young, clever mark. Held his ground. No. Touched by Shipp coming back, which was good enough. Playing on quickly as Young then over the head of Mitchell. Storming through is Carroll. Carroll runs away from fullback and kicks out to the wing. Well, Fletcher must be giving Tim Watson fits. Gives the hand pass away to Modra. Up the ground and going for a run. He thinks he's Wilsey. Bit more hair. Kicks inside the 50. Not a good kick, though. Shane Wakeland missed it. Burke at the back, as distinct from the back of Burke. And the hand passes across the boundary line. And a throw in just outside the attacking 50.
And just looking at the approach when Fremantle do go forward, there's far too many players who are playing in that centre corridor who are standing still. If you're going to be in that part of the ground, you must be moving or definitely getting out of that area.
Bandy goes with the backhand. Black goes with the left foot. Down towards full forward. And Michael takes a very good mark. What a promising youngster he is.
He's really grown in confidence in his own marking ability and worked very hard. Kept his eye on the ball. Worked hard to get the front position here, which is always the key. Have a look. Knew where he wanted to get. Worked his way in front and then took the strong mark.
So a chance for the Dockers to grab the lead right here early in the second term. If he kicks a goal, they'll lead by a point. Clem Michael shouldn't miss. He's got it.
That's better play by Fremantle. Still getting a lot of the football. As you said, Mick, too many players that are standing midfield or just dropping back inside the 50-metre line and clogging it up. On that occasion, a quick kick out of that situation. Michael was outnumbered. If the ball was spoiled, Peckett was the only one that was going to crumb it. He had to take the mark to make sure that Fremantle got the best result from that movement forward. He didn't let them down. Great bit of work and finish off with a good goal.
So the Dockers on top, 2-1 to 2 goals. Zilla had it, then lost it. McManus goes on top of him. Ball up.
See, Clem Michael takes the bounce down in the centre. Now he runs straight down into the forward line, and Bandy comes up the ground to take this bounce down.
Alongside the centre circle, Bandy in front. Sierakowski beat him to it. Fletcher again. Hurried kick. Good result. Bounces inside the 50. Black. Very left-sided, needed to cross Young that time and didn't succeed. Has the ball now, gives it to Callaghan. Hurriedly, it floats to the pocket. Peckett comes back. Roving the pack is Modra. He's the sort of guy that will kick these. I think he's bent it around. He has. Amazing. Amazing.
You call it, Dennis. That's the type of player Modra certainly is. That is a terrific skill. He realised when he looked across his left shoulder that there was no players in the vicinity near the goal.
If we have a look at the kick, it's a great kick. Clive Waterhouse does the right thing too. He runs in and tries to protect the ball with his body. He may even have been ready to whack his boot on it if he had to, but did well just to shield the ball from the St Kilda players who are always going to be diving desperately at it.
So the Dockers stretch their lead. They're out by 7 points now. And the Saints lamenting the loss of Robert Harvey, I'd suggest. The dominant midfielder without question is Adrian Fletcher. McManus picks it up to kick it. Driving the Dockers forward again. They controlled much of the first term. Young knocks it down. Hayes to Young. Young sweeps it out wide to McLaren. McLaren's on the wing. He kicks towards half forward. Fletcher pulls, kick it out. Up he goes, taken high.
He's just working exceptionally hard in midfield. He's pushing forward. He's getting back into that hole. Good quality midfielders certainly do that. Of course, throughout the course of the night, another couple of players in that part of the ground will have to step up and assist Fletcher, because he is the one who's working extremely hard.
Parker, lovely kick. Spotted Ship.
And here's this problem again across half forward, isn't it, John? You have a look, there's a nest of players directly in the approach route to goal.
There's a kick in too. Not easy to mark. Down in front, the Saints with the numbers. Thompson to Young, worried out of it. Ship likewise coming through as Wirra. Taken high, he'll get the free.
No, the St Kilda players are pushing back into that hole. Maybe the Fremantle players have got to try and huddle, get in closer and find some space.
Brad Wirra, a little indecisive. Kicks it out towards right half forward, not the spot. It was 2-on-1.
Poor kick. Daniel Bandy was on across half forward for about 5 or 10 seconds. That's the area the kick should have been given.
Burke gave it to Shane Wakeland. He kicks it up towards the wing, close to the line. It's escorted across by Aussie Jones.
Dennis, I'll just give you the benches for both sides. Well, we've got your Bond, Taylor, Prescott and Gale for the Dockers. Thompson, Brown, Healy and Walton, and a terrific game at ground level here. Very tough.
Thanks, Barra. Boundary throw in. Bandy slaps it towards half forward. Coming through strongly, the Saints. McLaren went down, taken by Norrish. In fact, it was Ryan who was coming across half back. The mark is taken by Darryl Wakeland. Swings play to the opposite side of the ground, and Hutchton. Jones is running hard for him. That's the direction the kick takes. Jones on the outer side. Zilla wants it back in the middle. He pulls it back. Fletcher did pretty well.
Brilliant.
Didn't go too far away. Knocked it away. Peckett goes to Zilla. Zilla stood up in the tackle. Gets it to Hayes. Outside him is Jones running on. Mitchell could be dangerous. He's up ahead. Jones has got the ball. Delayed it too much. Tried to be fancy. Run down. Run over down there by Ryan. Picked up by Clement. Dragged down by Lowe. Jarred out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly in the grasp. Gets the kick off out of bounds on the full.
It'll be interesting to see how long Tim Watson persists with Nathan Burke in a back pocket. He might be the player who has to go to midfield to give him some sort of direction, because their bad habits are certainly creeping in, going wide when under pressure.
Hayes a centering kick. Low, almost a good grab. Waiting in front, Sierakowski. Gets it away to Thompson. Thompson goes long down towards Everett. Long arms up. Couldn't hang on. Slapped away by Parker. Trying to crash his way through was Wills. Comes across to Wirra. Clever kick, and guess who? What a game he's playing. Fletcher got it to Taylor, newly on the ground. Kick it off. Great tackle, Ryan. Held to him, says the umpire. Marvellous tackle.
It's a perfect tackle, isn't it? Wrap the body up, wrap the ball in tight. Give the opposite player no chance to get rid of it.
Good decision by the umpire too, because it was sandwiched between the pair of them. McLaren dragged down by Wills.
John, would you make that change, Nathan Burke onto Fletcher or someone like Damien Ryan? Because Fletcher is certainly having an influence. 7 kicks, 9 handballs. I just think from a leadership perspective, Burke could really give him a bit of resolve, a bit of strength over the footy.
Dockers by 7 points. The ball came out slowly. Wirra eventually got it on the boot. Zilla shrugs a tackle and gave it away. Bandy nicely worked. Well, initially, McManus got it from Wirra. Goes across the ground into the path of O'Reilly. O'Reilly finds Fletcher. Fletcher just constantly bobbing up. Uses the ball brilliantly to Bandy. Fletcher now 17 possessions. 8 kicks, 9 hand passes. Waterhouse could have been pushed in the back. Recovers brilliantly. Look at the pace of Clive Waterhouse. Breaks away. 80 metres from goal. Sends it high. Modra battles. Got his fingertips to it. Couldn't hang on. Holland dragged down. Got it to Wills. And Wills has missed very narrowly. In fact, it was Black who got it, I think, on the hand pass.
Very clever handle by Heath Black in tight. He worked in hard under the ball, which he's got to do, be at the feet of Modra. Got his hands on it, real quick handball to give Wills an opportunity to have a snap at goal.
Holland was doing the shepherding. As Young comes away. Short one. Shane Wakeland. Off his step. Zilla close to the boundary line. Over the top, Sierakowski. Sierakowski bounces it up towards the wing. Probing kick down towards half forward. Carroll played it pretty well. Socket off the ground by the fast arriving Mitchell. And across the line.
Dennis, the Saints have taken Peter Everett from the ground. He kind of limped off a bit. He's got a big guard on his left thigh. Ben Thompson's gone back onto the ground.
Here, and he's actually gone to full forward barrow as we speak. Carroll's picking him up.
Gee, that's a blow. Here's Thompson. Thompson kicking at goal. That's a wonderful effort. Hit the post. Or more correctly, brushed the post, I think, on the right side for the Saints. Good player, Thompson. Coming off 26 possessions last week. His season's high 30 against Geelong in round 10.
St Kilda are actually employing the man-on-man situation on the Fremantle Dockers kick-ins, but it looked to be fairly much a rabble. They should be bunching across the 50-metre arc, giving the space for their players to run wide and receive.
Nice kick from Parker to Wills. Releases Norrish. Norrish, untidy kick back towards the middle. Outnumbered McManus, down he went. Peckett to
kick.
Thompson. Gee, they're very lucky.
Very lucky because that sent St Kilda away. There was going to be a bad turnover, but they've earned the free kick, which has saved Fremantle from a real dangerous situation.
Ooh, not much to it.
No, very lucky.
McManus shows too much of it to the opposition. Ship was up, couldn't complete the mark, and then tackled a Saint without the ball. So I think it's Thompson who'll get the free.
Just low percentage kick, short to a 50-50.
If you're going short, you've got to give that player an opportunity to be able to run onto it, not sit it up high.
Player's got to be free, doesn't he, John?
Certainly does. They're just guaranteed turnovers, basically.
McLaren drives it around the outer side. Carroll, was it a push out? Yes, it was. Sierakowski will get the free. Sierakowski about 65 metres out, centres the ball, intended for Lowe, with Everett off the ground and Harvey missing. Lowe becomes a key factor in this one. Forward of the packet's taken by Hayes, gave it away though. And once more in defence this time. The hard-working Fletcher with the ball. Beautiful disposal. Finds Taylor. Taylor's away from half-back, kicking down towards half-forward. Michael in best position. Missed it. Chips behind. Modra's on. The kick goes in that direction. Not the best of kicks. Modra though picks it up and snaps a goal. And the goal umpire did not mark it. Had the chance.
Well, that's a lot better quick movement. Adrian Fletcher, just a sensational kick from deep in the St Kilda 50 to get it out and spot Garth Taylor, and it had to be a spot-on kick going into that danger zone. But they then worked it hard forward, and a clever kick by Shep just gave Modra enough space to run onto it, had time to pick it up and slam it through. And that's a very important goal to Fremantle. Give them a couple of goal break over the Saints, because they have had a lot of the footy still.
2 goals to Modra, and the lead is 13 points, 4-2-2-1. Sierakowski knocks it down. Opportunity for the young man playing his first game, Gowans. Driven forward now by Thompson, down towards half forward. Wirra, the hand pass not particularly effective. Thompson, that's Ben, smothered off the boot. Parker slips the hand pass away. Nicely done by Holland through the centre. Great defence by Burke. Storming up the ground though, Holland retrieves the crumb from his kick. Down towards Modra, slapped away by Shane Wakeland. Down went Ship, loose ball at the front. Ship was going to get a free, advantage is paid. Black runs on and kicks another one.
Great coming by Andrew Ship. He's really shown since he's come into this side that he knows how to get around where the football is in that forward line. And we just watch Holland fired up his own kick, which was good play in itself. The punch back came straight to him. He banged it in. And just look at the hands of Andrew Ship under a lot of pressure. But when you're in front and you get the ball, you're always a chance to get a free kick inside there. The ball spilled out the black. They called the advantage and he slammed it through. A real big goal for Fremantle.
So it's become a handy break now. 5-2-2-1. Lowe up on the ball, opposed to Michael. Here's an opportunity for the Saints. The hand pass comes across to Hayes. Came from Ryan. The kick inside the 50 and Hall. One-handed. They needed something special. And Barry Hall has plucked that one.
Yeah, very strong in the body. Terrific contested mark there to Barry Hall. It's interesting having a look at the St Kilda structure in their forward part of the ground. Hall's basically starting from the goal square. Stuart Lowe is actually pushed back across that part of the ground to be alongside him. Ben Thompson has actually gone to the true centre-half forward position.
30 goals for the season, 6 last week, a career high. And what's he done with this one? He steered it through.
Much needed goal, Woosha, from St Kilda's point of view. The Dockers had kicked the previous 5 goals in the game. They certainly need to kick a quick one and reply to the dominance of the Dockers. Good build-up, good poise there by Hayes.
Yeah, quickly out of the centre.
He's a penetrating player.
Yeah, very important goal to the Saints, because Fremantle really have been dominating with the football, especially through Adrian Fletcher. The Saints fight back hard with that goal, makes a big difference to the scoreboard.
So that margin reined into 13 points now. Lowe battles with Bandy. Zilla working hard inside the centre square, went to ground. Dragged out of it is Ryan. Hand passed over his shoulder. Taken away by Hayes. Hayes swings it out wide. Coming up the ground is Sierakowski. Cruel bounce. O'Reilly had it. It was a poison chalice. Got the hand pass away there to Wirra. Wirra gave it up. Here's a chance for Gowans. Gowans, the first gamer, kicks down a half forward. McLaren wasting no time and wide-eyed. He pulls it back towards full forward. One out contest. Hall fell over. Carroll fell first. Crumbing it now, coming away is Parker. Parker pulls it back. Nice kick too. Holland dropped it. Here's an opportunity for Ryan. Quick hands away. Aussie Jones under pressure. Bacon square. Kick it running back. Touched it. It trickles across the line.
Well, Pickett.
Kick it and Pickett, that's right. Pickett last week, kick it tonight. He was aided by the skid on that ball. It didn't run on, it sort of skidded like a wedge arriving at the green.
Yeah, good desperate stuff there by Kickett. He never conceded for one moment. He really ran hard against the flight of the footy to get the ball across the goal line and save a certain goal.
We're the high kick, ill-directed though. Sierakowski playing a good game. Feeds it back to the middle. Back come the Saints. Lowe has got it now. He got it from Gowans. He kicks inside the 50. Back goes Parker. Uncontested. Across the goal face. Clement. James Clement. Left back pocket. Finds Carroll. Carroll spots Bandy up ahead. He's at right half back. Daniel Bandy showing no ill effects from a tough week. Restricted because of an injured knee. Wills takes the mark. Lovely disposal. Michael on the lead to the run of Bandy. Bandy through the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Too tall for Waterhouse. Ship at the back is slung. Here's a chance for Black. Strong tackle by Pickett, but it's going to be a Docker free.
Yeah, you called the sling, Dennis. The umpires paid it. Smart play by Ship. He didn't
terrific.
Just tapped the ball in front, didn't he? He knew he was under pressure, so he just tapped it away from him. It slung away. He's just aware of what's around him, which is a good sign for a young player.
Just felt the tackle, felt the pressure was coming, kept the ball alive by just getting in front of him and got rewarded with a free kick.
So the birthday boy from 35 metres out. It's the post. Flush.
There's no doubt Everett is a huge loss for St Kilda if he is injured. Is there an update down there, Barrett?
Just check for you, mate.
Young meantime. Gowans feeds it out wide. Some indecision out there. Eventually Thompson kicks to the centre square, finds his namesake. From Ben to Andrew. Andrew, well, he fumbled initially. Hayes has been pretty impressive. Somehow got it back to Andrew Thompson. Thompson kicks inside the 50. O'Reilly. Steve O'Reilly has been good in defence. Around the outer side, Michael. Oh, he's autographed the man in front. He'll be tattooed this evening. Michael. Out of bounds on the bounce in front of Bandy.
I think once again, John, once you win the ball on centre wing and you wheel inside, you're better off going direct at goal, sort of getting the ball about 50 metres, 40 metres from your area and let the Talls, Waterhouse or even Modra on the lead to compete in that part of the ground rather than going wide.
Gowans looking to kick it out. Didn't succeed. Holland has got it. We saw a disconsolate Peter Everett moments ago. Wirra gets the ball across to kick it. Kick it through the centre square. Ambitious. Still he's going. Bounces very close to Young. Kicks in a hurry. Not well directed. Magnificent attempt at the mark by Modra. Didn't hang on. Loose ball in the pocket. Modra somehow hacked it out of midair. Getting back and pushing it across the line is Ryan. He wasn't prepared to flirt with disaster there. Modra was lurking somewhere. And
Look at the
he's
recovery.
capable of doing the unexpected. Watch this. The ball is at about waist height.
Yeah, his recovery from the initial contest, got out desperate to try and just get in front, any part of his body, threw his leg out and almost set up a scoring opportunity for Fremantle.
James Gowans has been impressive since coming on. Off his step. Thompson trying his heart out, coming up for his 10th possession. Just over 4.5 minutes till half-time. Thompson from half-back, kicks to a contest. Sierakowski taken over the shoulder, no free. Holland sold Fletcher into trouble. Could have been holding the ball. Pretty scrambly in there. Eventually Hayes forced to kick in a hurry. It bounces down towards half-forward. Leaving it behind was Clement. Onto the ball is McLaren, stood up in the tackle, got it to Walton, who's on the ground. Walton kicks down towards the 50. Low, eyes only for the ball, but he missed it. O'Reilly was held. He'll get the free.
No, Riley's been very solid across half-back. There's no doubt he's winning that contest with Stewie Lowe. He has rebounded quite often with regularity in the early stages of the game.
O'Reilly gets it to Holland. Gale on the ground, untidy kick. It bounces okay. Now they've got a loose man on the outer side. Great hand pass by Gale. Got it across out there. I think it was Carroll who boots it down towards half forward. Off hands. Taken in defence by Hudson. Goes back to Shane Wakeland. Kicks it out wide. Gowans once more. Thompson getting in behind Carroll. He can take it and go. Thompson hard against the boundary line. Pulls it back towards half forward. Big pack, almost the mark to Hall, taken by Lowe, in the grasp, it's bouncing, it's tantalising the goal umpire, it's across the line, Stewie Lowe.
That's a big goal for the Saints again, worked pretty hard. Stewie Lowe did well to get that on his boot, let alone head it towards the goals. And it rolled through. There's a few changes being made. Brodie Holland's come off, Prescott's gone on for his first run of the night. And Aussie Jones, he hasn't been able to break the shackles of James Clement. He's moved now up onto a wing. See if he can find some space.
What an important goal that was. 8 points the margin then. Michael, almost clean possession. Sierakowski getting a hand in Norris. Michael comes again, dragged off it. Hurriedly out of the centre by the Dockers. I think Prescott, was it? Yes, Prescott's on the ground. Taken meantime by Burke. Sends it out towards the wing. Ben Thompson has it forward of the wing. Kicks down towards half forward. Carroll dropped it. Hall stayed on his feet. Here's a chance for the Saints. Barry Hall across the body. Wide of the target. Behind. The advantage of staying on your feet.
We actually suggested a little bit early in that second quarter the change had to be made from Burke coming out of the back pocket to go to midfield. He's gone to Fletcher. Zilla, who was opposed to Fletcher at the start of this second quarter, has gone back to a back pocket playing on Garth Taylor.
Just saw Tim Watson, another reading from the birthday book. He turns 38 next Tuesday. Hard to imagine Tim Watson approaching 40. He was always 16 and jumping over people. There goes the ball towards the outer side. Michael is there, directs it down. Thompson, hasn't he lifted? From 60 metres out, Andrew Thompson. Wirra from behind, Low with great courage. He didn't know what was coming there, but just went back off his hands across the line for a behind.
And Dennis, just an update on Spider Everett. Not 100% fit, has a corked thigh, could be used if needed, but prefer others at the moment.
Sounds like the racing guy. There's Clement. The distance, he is a long kick. What a telling kick up towards the middle of the ground, but Sierakowski. It'll take two to get back anyway. Burke's got it now. He kicks inside the 50. Hall is there. Carroll aggressively thumped it away. Tried to go through as Gowans. Taken by Kickett. Spills across to O'Reilly. O'Reilly gets the hand pass off. Clement, nicely done. Comes back against the flow. Releases Gale. Gale around the outer side. Pinpoints it. Finds Michael. Michael, ambitious. Bounces obligingly. Taken by Gale. Shepherded by Prescott. Kicks to half forward. Wills is up. Overcommitted Ryan. Wills can escape. He's running towards half forward. Andrew Wills, long kick. Taylor made for Bandy. Little push. Couldn't hang on. Taylor the crumb. Open goal beckons. In he goes and he slots it.
Yeah, and that's what rebounding footy's all about. Change direction, give your players on the other side of the ground some space to work into. Fremantle Dockers did exceptionally well on that occasion. Wills played on after taking a very well-judged mark, backed his speed, but that's a good penetrating kick to the advantage of Bandy, who pushed his opponent underneath the flight of the footy, but very good crumbing from Taylor, who got to the back of the pack and picked up that loose ball and converted fairly easily.
There's our scoreline. The margin set at 12 points. Just over 1.5 minutes till half-time. Michael, who's been good in this term. Likewise, Sierakowski. Norwich had it, then lost it. Thompson tries to dig it out of there. There's a whistle. And it's going to be a free kick.
Prescott.
For Prescott against Thompson. Obviously, the umpire considered he raked it in initially. So Prescott started on the bench. Kicks inside the 50. Bandy is down there, had it knocked away by Wakeland. Well done by Black. Well, Taylor needed all his acceleration there. He couldn't beat Young, as it turned out, and the ball just rolls across the boundary line. Throw in just outside the attacking 50 for the Dockers. In front. Low scoring game. Waterhouse looking for clean possession. Comes back to Bandy, to Norwich. Centering kick. All Saints. Gowans. Gowans across to Burke. Burke towards the outer side wing, stretching. McLaren's got it now. Clock inside the last minute. Can the Saints get a late goal? Kicks it up towards half forward. Parker leads back in the race. Walton comes across, trying to deny him the angle. Kick it goes in short. Taking the bouncing ball is Prescott. Runs away from half back. Ashley Prescott runs into trouble. Goes back. He was headed for the corridor. He finished up meeting the hall. It comes across to Gale. Gale, a long kick. Going back down there, Bandy working hard was Wakeland with the outside of the boot from the repertoire of tricks. Mondra tried to get it through. There's going to be a free kick, I think, now behind. Will stand. I thought for a minute umpire Carey was paying a free to the Saints. Nothing doing. A behind to the Dockers with 18 seconds remaining to half-time.
And John, I think it's pertinent to make mention that across the half-back, especially in the last line of defence, the speed of Fremantle, if they get the ball at ground level, is certainly concerning probably Tim Watson and also the St Kilda forwards.
Young stabs the ball in. Needed to get there quickly, and it did. Sierakowski's got the mark. Approaching half-time. Good term from Fremantle. They trail by 5 points at quarter time. They'll turn at half-time in front. Darryl Wakeland's got it. Coming in hard was Taylor on the siren to knock it away from Zilla. So the Saints know they're in a game now. It's half-time, and Fremantle, a strong term, and probably on the balance of play could be further in front, 6-5 to 4-4. Around Australia, welcome to Saturday Night Football from Subiaco Oval. There's our scoreline. Fremantle trail by 5 points at quarter time, bounce back to lead by 13 at the major break. Peter Everett is sidelined with a thigh injury. Harvey didn't start. A hand on the shoulder to Sierakowski unnoticed. Burke out of the centre. He seems to be up on the ball. Kick inside the 50 intended for Lowe. Knocked down in front. Lowe butters up again. Look at those hands. Well played, Stewie Lowe. Hand passes goalward. Down goes Burke. Was he carried forward? He was looking for a kick. Nothing doing. Grabbing at Wills. From the outside of the boot, he sends it towards right half back. Zilla leads in the race, arriving quickly McLaren, and across the line it goes. Adrian Fletcher just to the right there. 18 possessions to half-time has been superb. Hardly wasted a one of them. And the Dockers, on his influence, working their way back into the game. Norwich to kick it off his step across the body. High ball. Burke takes the mark, wants to go, and does. Young at full stretch, not a particularly good kick, comes across the ground, leading in the race. Sierakowski backs himself, dragged down by O'Reilly. That's got to be holding the ball.
Magnificent work there by O'Reilly off the ball, and Sierakowski does look hurt in that tackle. Maybe another stretcher case could evolve.
Yeah, he looks like he may have hurt his knee fairly badly. He really pulled up very sharp. We'll have a look here. Don't know what happened, but his knee's just given way. That doesn't look too good at all.
Gee, looks loose.
That's heartbreaking. Meantime, Wakeland's got it. Short one. McLaren Sierakowski's on his feet. Meantime, on the wing, they've turned it over as Gale comes away with it. Kicks it directly across the centre square. Bad bounce. Thompson, was he held without it? Not according to the umpire. Taylor kicks inside the 50. Was Modra pushed? He's going to get a free kick. Wills has got the footy. Has a little target practice. Will advantage be paid? I don't think so. It was a delayed reaction.
And Dennis, Sierakowski has come straight from the ground, carried from the ground by trainers. Ben Thompson's come onto the ground, so two of their tools, Everett and Sierakowski, are now both off the ground. This doesn't look that well for Sierakowski. Enormous now challenge for St Kilda team. Two of their tools off the ground. Stuart Lowe will probably go into the ruck, and he'll have to play a fairly prominent role in his second half to get the St Kilda team back in this contest.
David Sierakowski, no stranger to injury. It's a tragedy. Meantime, Tony Modra lining up from outside the 50. He's already got two. Good-looking effort. Hasn't got the carry. That's a marvellous kick. Goal.
It's a start Fremantle would have liked, as they spoke about it at half-time. They've had a lot of the footy, haven't got the score on the board to get the first goal of this second half. Very handy, great kick by Tony Modra from 52 metres out. He's had a kick from there earlier in the game, had a good look at it. He's knew what was required to get that one through, and sensational kick. Very important for Fremantle, and they've got to make the most and try and dominate St Kilda now.
So Tony Modra's got 54 goals this season. His best effort against the Saints as a Crow, 7, round 15. 1993, and here we are, round 15, 1999. He's got 3. Michael getting a free kick inside the centre square. Kicks towards half forward. A lack of conviction in that kick. Not so young, storming in, grabs the ball, kicks it out wide. Healy has it. Healy wants to go in two minds. Now he kicks it down towards half forward. The Dockers have got the numbers. Good result. As far as the Saints are concerned, McLaren reaching over the top, knocking it out of bounds.
Dennis, yeah, it's a right knee injury for David Sierakowski. Right in the spot known as cruciate corner or wounded knee. There's a few being done there. Tremendous a lot of pain he's in at the moment, and I'll keep you posted.
Thanks, Barra. Tossed in. Low reaches over the top. Walton had it a long time eventually. Belatedly. Got a boot to it. Not 10, said the umpire. Look 10. Healy, hand passes inside the centre square. Taken by Zilla. Stood up in the tackle. Burke, cleverly done. Knocked it back to accommodate Jones. Jones to Hall. Oh, Nathan Burke. How good was that?
Yeah, great understanding between both players. Burke just to get the little flick back, but Aussie Jones just knew what he was going to do. Read it extremely well. He just took to the spot. Beautiful pickup. Thought about blazing away, but then spotted Barry Hall and balanced enough to get the kick away. Beautiful kick.
Barry Hall kicking from about 30 metres out. He's got one so far tonight. Leans back on it. Didn't look good. Wasn't good.
And Dennis, Nathan Burke, we know how important he is to this St Kilda team. He's gone back to the midfield. We thought he might have ran with Fletcher in this second half. In actual fact, McLaren has gone back to play on him. He started the game on Fletcher. He had 12 possessions in the first quarter. Good faith by Watson to actually give McLaren the job once again. But young Ship's got the job on Burke in midfield. That in itself is an enormous challenge for the young player.
The Dockers captain Chris Bond was stretchered off in the opening minutes. Just up from here, actually. Copped a knee from Hall, who was high flying at the time. Here's Wirra. The good news for the Saints tonight has been the debut of James Gowans. 10 possessions in limited time. Wirra out of defence. Broadcast side, reaching over the top. Ryan roving the Packers, kick it in trouble. Well, that's ambitious. Norris nicely done. Away to O'Reilly, who's been steadfast. Goes looking for Holland, knocked away by Peckett, who's got the recovery. Peckett has. Sockers towards the middle. Hayes had to wait. He's been pretty good as well. Parker dragged down, flings it away. Ship goes in. And we've got a whistle and a free kick to Ship.
Yeah, he commits his body over the ball, Ship, and earns a lot of free kicks that way.
Bandy's on the open side of the field, but he's decided to find Norris.
Norris drifting back towards half forward. Heath Black wants it and quickly. But the moment is lost. Advantage, well, was there momentarily for the Dockers. Fell to play on now. Norris kicks inside the 50. Almost a Docker mark. It fell to Hudson. Hudson, that's risky, although there's quality on the end of it. And quality does count. Burke. Well, having said that, that's a shocking kick, but lacked quality. Clive grabs it. Waterhouse turns around, looking to punish the Saints. Modra. Well, he dropped the mark. The two Wakelands are there. Kept alive by Holland initially. Ricochets off Shane Wakeland and goes across the line for a behind.
Oh, great pickup by Waterhouse, but Modra had to sit there, and once it slipped through his hands. You know, not a normal sight for Tony Modra.
On that occasion, I think he jumped too early. I reckon he was actually on the downward spiral when the ball was going into his hand.
This is Hudson up from the back pocket. Saints under pressure, trailed by 19 points. Hudson doesn't help their cause. He puts it out of bounds on the full.
That is a sign of pressure too, isn't it? Players just making real basic mistakes.
Ship. Centering kick intended for Waterhouse. He's outnumbered there. Coming back was low. Off his fingertips. Getting through is Jones. Breaks away from half-back. Kicks it out wide. Coming across the ground is Hayes. Almost the clever mark. Kept his eye on the footy. He's rammed up against the fence. Meantime, Fletcher.
Good run.
Upteenth possession. Got it across to Ship to Clement. Man on it half forward is Bandy. Now Bandy can run inside the 50. Measure the kick. Head for home. And home it is.
A magnificent run there by Clement. He was the overlapping player that worked hard. He was involved in an initial contest just in front of the boundary line.
Took Hayes out of the contest, didn't he? And then he recovered quickly. Hayes was still out of the play. You see he's caught way behind then, and Clement's run on hard. Tarrant had to take up the chase.
And that is terrific work rate. And that's what team involvement's all about, to see your mates recover quickly than your opposition and being involved in an active play and put some score on the board against the opposition you're playing against.
So real testing time this for the Saints. 8-6, 4-5. A battle early. More free scoring now, and the Dockers generally doing the bulk of it. An umpire is down in the middle. Fletcher, meantime, oblivious to that. Fed it to Bandy, to Gale. Bumped off it by Ryan. Well played. Chance for the Saints. Quick turnover. Kick inside the 50. Hall. Well, awareness is everything.
Yeah, quick turnovers too always create big problems for the back line. Quick turnover there. Very, very open forward line. That means for St Kilda, and Barry Hall did well.
Well, he hurried the kick a little because there was no one in the goal square. Not bad thinking, but he pulled it.
And he looks like the only marking forward that St Kilda can get their hands, can win the ball across in that part of the ground. They certainly have to get the ball into that area of the ground fairly quickly.
With Stewie Lowe now having to go into the ruck, that's really going to hurt St Kilda.
Clement, a reliable long kick, and that's perfect. Dropped by Parker, though, close to the boundary line. Kept it in. Well, hasn't played it too well, Shane. That's holding the ball. Should have marked it, and then should have pushed it out. Healy. Centering kick. Hall being kept out of the contest, surely. No free, pleads his case. Holland trying to mop up for the Dockers. Over the ball, will get it free. A lot of courage. Advantage is paid. Wirra comes away, twisting, turning. Across to Gale. Gale from the wing comes looking for Taylor. Taylor hard against the line, takes the mark. Garth Taylor in for Harding. A late withdrawal.
Play on, cool.
Still to play on. Well, what sort of a kick was that? Back to the middle, and Hayes takes the mark. A shocker.
Yeah, you called it, Dennis. When you wheel inside, you must get some penetration and kick direct at goal.
Hayes punched away by Wills. Parker arrives quickly. Wills picks it up. Fletcher kept his head. Well, as it turned out, over the head of Carroll. It wasn't a good hand pass. Here's a chance now for Healy to Zilla. Zilla snaps. Good effort, just misses. It was heady play all round by Zilla. Looked to the middle, no one on, so he had to take a shot. Now, earlier in the game, something intriguing happened. Peter Carey took a mark. That's right, he took a mark. Burke battles down there, knocked away by Wirra across the line.
Yeah, one player that certainly has struggled tonight is Tony Brown. Callahan's actually gone to play on Nathan Burke in that midfield role. Now, Brown's come off the interchange bench. He replaced Damien Ryan. He's one player that has to win a fair amount of the footy to to assist Nathan Burke in midfield.
Bandy plucks it under pressure. Wow, that's the second kick that's gone at right angles. Almost the mark down there to Walton. Plenty of Dockers around the ball. Thompson, brilliantly done, stole it. Lines up, kicks, and he's missed. I think he has. And now that I've whetted your appetite about that mark from umpire Carey, we might have a look at it. As we said at the time, Carey by name, Carey by nature. How about that? A lack of talking from Brad Wirra. We've expressed that too. Finished up, it was a bounce. And I bet you've never seen that before. Here's Fletcher, meantime. Seen plenty of that tonight. Kick it. Well, lack of talking there. Kick it, still over the ball. Norrish, nicely done. Threads the hand pass intended for Black. Fickle bounce. Walton dragged down by Kickett. Ball held to him. Umpire wants it.
It'll be interesting to see what the principle is within the team of Fremantle. Do you call the player back by Kickett on that situation? It'll be interesting to see whether Black actually used his voice to influence Kickett running through that line of the ball.
Bandy knocks it down. Thompson blanketed. Grabbed by Ship. Inside the 50. Callahan somehow got through. Kicks and kicks a goal. That hurts the Saints.
Yeah, that certainly does hurt them. Fremantle in the last few minutes have been a bit sloppy with their use of the ball again. They've given the Saints some good opportunities to score. The Saints haven't capitalised. They've missed a couple of easy goals, and now Fremantle finally got it out of their back line. Worked pretty hard to get it forward, and Callahan did very, very well to get that onto his boot, squeeze it through for a goal. And that's crucial. Just those fairly easy misses by the Saints down the other end for a goal.
And Burke looks like he's coming from the ground, maybe with the blood rule. Aussie Jones, who's been a fairly inconsistent contributor for the St Kilda team throughout the course of this year, is actually playing in a back pocket role on Garth Taylor. I just believe he has to push up across centre wing because the speed in that part of the ground is certainly worrying the St Kilda team.
Gavin Mitchell back on, the former Docker. Just over 11 minutes till three-quarter time. And Fremantle have what could be a match-winning lead. Low, couldn't control it. Still in there, picked up by McLaren. Gowans tried to force a passage. Brown, forward of the centre square. Long kick. Up was Hall from behind. It fell in front. Here's a chance for the Saints then. This ball is about 25 metres out from their goal. Down goes a Docker, and it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Clement.
It's Barry Hall just getting a little bit overexcited there, trying to make the tackle on Clement, just carried him forward.
Ben Thompson hand passed away from goal, but it wasn't a bad move. It really opened it up. Ship fell over quickly to his feet, like a ship in the ocean. Comes in short to Gale. Gale off a step, back to Ship, running up towards the wing. Well, at the present time, the Saints aren't taking their chances, and the Dockers are. Not only that, the Dockers are creating more. Ship right to the 50. Big leap from Modra. Waterhouse, great balance. He flew for that one and then found it on the ground. Hand pass to Black. Black snaps. It's bending. It's a beautiful goal. Great work, Clive Waterhouse.
Yeah, that is terrific recovery. Most players in that vicinity ran straight towards Clive Waterhouse to give him a pat on the back. Ship has been a very good player throughout the course of this night. He certainly finds space for himself.
They're not taking a lot of marks up there, are they, Mick? But the small forwards down there, again, Black just being around the ball, around where it's going to come to ground, has been pretty handy up there.
I think the ideal thing is they're trying to separate the St Kilda defence, isolate the one-on-ones all over the ground in that part of the ground.
Well, St Kilda now in desperate trouble. 10-6. Plays 4-8. Lowe trying to crank start them. Fell at his feet. McLaren dragged down. Jarred across to Fletcher. To Gale. They've got a scent of it now. Bandy runs on. Still Bandy. Knocked away by Wakeland. Picked up by Black. O'Reilly's hand pass good. Fletcher chips towards the pocket and Taylor.
Superb kick by Adrian Fletcher there. He was under so much pressure as he got possession. Was always going to get tackled. We see here didn't really have time to steady, so he just popped it far enough in front off Taylor so he could run on and take that easy chest mark. Great build-up by Fremantle from that centre. Just awareness of where their players are. They're obviously using their voice a lot more.
Taylor creeps around, improving the angle, and has kicked it behind. Now, it may have been Fletcher who got a quick hand pass in there, not O'Reilly. Will happen very quickly. There's Adrian. Just another stat in any case, up to 24 now.
It's amazing watching a player like Adrian Fletcher, very similar to a Greg Williams. They can still control the speed of the game by having a little poise, balancing themselves up and composed, and they use the ball effectively.
James Gowans in the back pocket. Drives it up towards the wing. In front, Hayes knocked away by Ship. Trying to crash through was Burke, back on the ground. Hayes to Brown, looping hand pass. Cut off there by Clement. Once again, Fletcher. Fletcher kicks down towards half forward. Not a good kick. Peckett out of one trouble into another and another. Eventually got it off though. Hudson. Young's kick up towards midfield. Surrounded by Dockers. Clement's hand pass intended for Fletcher. Healy hit the ball hard. This is McLaren. Alongside the centre circle, probing kick inside the 50. Who's got the foot speed back? Carroll runs away from Hall that time. Swings it out wide. A chance for Kickett. Coming up to lend support is Norris. Kickett keeps it in. Running hard is Wirra. Wirra's got the ball now. He can take off around the outer side. Searching run, Brad Wirra. Running down towards half forward. Some indecision. He went a long way. Kicks inside the 50. Michael was up. Loose ball at the back. Running hard down there is Peckett. Just evades the behind post, takes a tumble and concedes a point.
Peckett has been a very good rebounder throughout the course of this year, but over the last month or footy or so, opposition teams have really targeted him to play a defensive player on him. He hasn't kicked the ball yet. He's only had 4 handballs for the game.
Hayes driving it towards the outer side wing. Healy up in front of Riley, knocked it away. Thompson back to Healy, in trouble, got it back to Thompson. Andrew Thompson has a bounce forward of the wing, kicks inside the 50. Hall, intelligent lead, awkward half volley, trapped it well, running away from goal. Can he get the ball long? No, he pulls it around the corner. Zilla goes up under pressure. Wirra arriving quickly, but Zilla's taken a good mark. He's tried hard. Zilla chips to the pocket and Brown missed the mark. I think it is the Dockers' night. Parker all the time in the world. Settles, drives it towards the outer side. Taken by Healy. Healy turns, kicks back to the 50. Getting plenty of the ball again. Parker knocked it away from Brown. Wirra threads the needle with a hand pass. O'Reilly, not his best effort. Healy, short. Zilla's got it hard against the line. Plays on. Pulls it back high with the run. Bandy comes over the top of Hall, knocks it away. Taken by Clement, running out of space. Shows a lot of the ball to Hall. Knocked across the line by Bandy.
Still making a few mistakes, trying to get the ball out of the back line and giving St Kilda some of those opportunities to score.
Well, it's more fun when you're this far in front to watch the Dockers in defence. Gale finds Ship. Coming up for his 17th possession. Goes for distance, high to the wing. Wakeland's in front. Fletcher stretching from the side. Michael, good recovery. Peckett emerges with the footy, lays it off to Hudson. Confronted by Wills, untidy handball. Brown tried to create a passage when none existed. Ball comes across to Gale, who took too long. Walton tries to get through. Hand pass to Healy. Healy's been busy, gives it across to Thompson. Thompson, the hurried kick. Hall comes up. Going back is Clement. Hayes, the crumb. He couldn't do a Modra. He shins it through for a behind.
And once again, John, that backwards handball to a player that was stationary. If you turn the footy over from that scenario, more often than not, the opposition team will gather the footy and go forward.
Clement is a long kick. McManus just came through the interchange gates. He was spotted by Clement, who almost got him the ball. Well played by Hayes. He really had to run hard to give a contest. He knocked it away from McManus. It's out of bounds.
Dennis, injury update on David Sierakowski. Almost crying with pain moments ago. Tremendous injury to his right knee. It looked like it locked up at one stage. He won't come back.
Thanks, Barrett. Gowans to Burke. Off a step. Brown drops another mark. Over the shoulder. Hayes on the 50. Settles. Goes looking for Hall again. Carroll with the run. Hall with the judgment. Carroll claims he touched it. Umpire Kerry says, listen, son, you're talking to an expert when it comes to marking.
Very good judgment there by Barry Hall.
Yeah, good play by Mitchell there. He just threw his body in, and that put Carroll off his run. He had a good run at it. Mitchell just ran through the middle. That put Carroll off his run and allowed Hall to take the mark.
So Barry Hall going at his second. He's looking dangerous. He's not converting. And what's he done here? Oh, Barry.
Did you see Andrew Shipp on that occasion? Behind the mark, he actually dived on the ground just to make an effort of putting off Barry Hall. Whether it worked or not.
Fremantle working on Andrew Wills did it a couple of weeks ago, did a little somersault on the mark.
Yeah, just amazing tactic.
Wirra's got it. So it's been a war of words between Hall and Carroll tonight. And Carroll at the moment is gnawing away at Hall. Normally it's Carroll. At the moment it's Barry. High kick up towards the wing. Hayes missed it. Waiting behind Fletcher. Brilliantly done in the grasp. Shipp threw it out of there. It's going to be a Saints free. It'll be taken by Thompson. Thompson spots a man on in the middle. That's Brown. Marks this one. He's inside the centre square. Running for space is Hall. Awkward half volley again. Hall confronted with a big job then. Lays it off to Shane Wakelin. Across the body high. Mitchell is down there. Wirra gets a fist on it aggressively. In comes Carroll close to the boundary line and takes it across.
It's a great punch by Wirra there to get the ball.
And have a look at Shipp here on the right. He dived to the ground. It was just amazing tactic. I know the St Kilda team are actually probably deficient with height with Everett and Sierakowski now off the ground. I wonder whether it's time now to push a Wakelin, one of them, Shane or Darryl, forward across half forward to give him an extra target. Lowy's out of that part of the ground playing in the ruck. It just appears to be too much one-dimensional play for St Kilda in that part of the ground. Hall looks like the only target.
Gowans, the first game, has got a free kick.
Maybe Ben Thompson could be the type of player to go back and play on the resting ruckman, that being Bandy or Michael.
They're going to have to try something, aren't they? It's not working this way.
Just under 4 minutes to go. Gowans' kick, like many before it in this quarter, off to the left. This one a bit closer by degrees, brushes the post. What a hiccup this is as Gale comes off, Prescott comes on. A real hiccup for the Saints, sitting on 8 wins. A game they really needed to win to push on up the table. In desperate trouble now. 10-8 plays 4-12. Clement driving it up the middle. Lowe and Michael, well played by the Docker, hooking it down behind. Thompson couldn't control it. Fletcher once more. The hand pass too slick. Young's got it, lacking support, conceding ground. He's on his own 50. Chance for Waterhouse. Says thank you. Gets the hand pass to McManus. Gets it across in turn to support Bandy. 10 metres out. Bandy goes bang.
That's a good movement forward, isn't it? I was very impressed with that tap on by Clem Michael from the kick in the post to Stewie Lowe. He knows he's not going to outmark Stewie Lowe. He managed to get his hand and flip the ball over the top. That got the ball, kept it moving towards Fremantle's goal. And they just basically just kept working it, pushing it forward.
Wave of numbers.
That's right, they had players running in support. They got past all the defenders for St Kilda. Finally got it to Bandy. Big goal.
Just watching the replay there, Clive Waterhouse is still fast when he's pulling his pants up. Very difficult to get the arm motion, but he was moving. Back in the middle, Shipp to kick it to half forward. Strong mark in front, well, almost to Black. Was it paid? Play on's the call. Dragged down by Young. Ball up.
Good tackle by Young, because Black knew he had a teammate in support, was trying to get the ball loose so he could feed it out, and Young just tried to lock it in, was desperate to do that.
38 points the difference. Lowe goes up, knocks it down. Brown's hand pass intended for Peckett. Held to him. Ball up.
You just have a look at the half-forward line for St Kilda at this current time. There's Mitchell, Healy, and also Lenny Hayes across half-forward, and Walton's just behind that player. just no height in that part of the ground. The ball's coming out far too easy. There's no contest there at this stage.
Great tackle by Fletcher on McLaren, and as a result they work it forward once more. It was Black. Now Taylor to Prescott. Prescott 55 metres out is off target. A good crowd tonight, and they're making a lot of noise. A lot to enthuse about as the Dockers are looking strong. Many of these people asking themselves the question, is this the same side they saw last week? Albeit on television at the MCG. Bandy marks the kickoff. Goes short. Norwich, the run now of real concern to the Saints. The Dockers just running where they like and kicking goals at will.
When they get their confidence up, Nick, they are a good, hard-running side. They've been using the ball a fair bit better this quarter. Made some mistakes down their back line, but when they have got running forward, the players are running in support. Just look at the amount of space here that Norwich has got. He's just got plenty of time to steady, and that's still a very, very good kick for goal, even without the pressure on him. Still had to slot it through, and he did that very easily in the end.
Well, it's almost in the book, although as we say, no leaders safe in the AFL. We saw that again this afternoon at Shell Stadium. Thompson, a hand pass. Well done by Burke. Got it back to Lowe. Gowans, nice spin out of trouble. Can he control the ball? Did nicely. Across to the run of McLaren, who lines up and kicks a running goal.
That was the reply that the St Kilda team certainly needed. The Fremantle's Dockers team had kicked the last 7 goals in that game previous to that one of McLaren. They certainly had to stabilise the situation because the Fremantle Dockers are running rampant all over the ground. They're running to space. They're working that little bit harder. Good overlap there by McLaren. He's been a fairly prominent player over the last month of footy, playing that midfield role. He's certainly been given the challenge to curb Fletcher's influence tonight.
James Gowans, 14 possessions, 6 marks in there as well, 7 and 7. Not a bad debut considering he came on just before quarter time. Well done by Lowe to Burke. Kicks inside the 50. Walton battling down there, knocked it away from Parker. Mitchell is through, 25 metres out, another one. 2 in the space of 30 seconds.
And once again, Woosha, the importance of getting the centre clearance.
Yeah, and the 2 big names in there, Lowe and Burke, getting the ball out. See there, Lowe just got the little handball out. Burke pushed it forward, and this is good crumbing here. Just good ball control by Mitchell to get it through and finish off with the goal. But 2 centre clearances, the last 2 for the Saints, and 2 goals on the board. That gives them just a little bit of hope.
Well, let's see what Lowe and Burke can conjure here. The big guns pulling out all the stops. Michael wins this one. Gowans once more onto the loose ball down towards half forward. Kickett launched himself. Waiting behind, it's taken by Clement, who heads for the boundary line. It trickles across. Almost 3/4 time. Damien Drummer's down on the boundary. Terry Bright alongside. Tim Watson arriving now. Tossed in about 60 metres from the Saints attacking goal. Another one would be very handy. Lowe knocked it down in front. Burke the one-handed punch, but he was well across the line. 81 plays 48. Good term for the Dockers. Good finish to the term from the Saints. Michael. Thompson smothered off the boot by Shipp. Lowe, strong, tried to force a passage. Comes across to Prescott from Kicker. Back to the wing. Clock is down to 30 seconds. Clive arrives, slips over. The ball goes out of bounds. He was outnumbered, so a good result for the Dockers. Throw in between the interchange markers. Lowe comes up. Michael is with him. Michael did pretty well again. Thompson at close quarters. Too close, really. Zilla went to ground. Close to the boundary line, McLaren kicking to half forward. We're down to 15 seconds. The Dockers back in number. Holland to kick it. A runner cruising past is Wirra. Wirra boots it up towards the wing. Waterhouse, brilliant attempt from behind. Young's got it to Thompson, to McLaren. McLaren running towards the centre square. Time will beat the Saints. It does. Holland put the body on the line in any case. Now Carroll and Hall, who have been at it all night, lock up.
Terrific work there by Brodie Holland. Put his body on the line knowing that Barry Hall was on the burst in a lead. Obviously an animated Barry Hall there. He realises the importance of this game. He's trying to get his team back into this contest. He's kicked a little bit inaccurately for goal. But this is terrific work there by young Holland, pushing back into that hole. Obviously these two players have been at each other for most of the night. Show of strength from both players concerned. But the Fremantle Dockers, all they have to do for the next 30 minutes of footy, play the ball, win the ball, and put some scoreboard pressure on this St Kilda team.
Well done by Brodie Holland, leading from the back. There's Damien Drum prowling, scenting a win. Three-quarter time, the Dockers lead at 12-9-81. The Saints 6-12-48.
Is fired up. They're saying this could be their finest hour. Wipe away last week's memories. It's going to be a great last quarter.
33 points the difference. And the Saints get back from here. Barry Hall down at full forward. And the two men inside the centre square. Lowe, who's going for it now. And the man in the helmet, Burke, could hold the key. Conversely, Fletcher for his team, a key factor. Lowe knocks it down. Kick it dragged down by Burke. Ship's got it now. Shrugs a tackle. Slips it away. Well done by Fletcher. Great poise. Gets it to Michael. An early goal here will really hurt the Saints. It comes out to Holland. Modra leading. It's a good kick too. Modra didn't take it at the first attempt. That was enough for Wakeland to knock it away. Black working double time. Modra follows up. Gives it to Black. Black almost in the front row. Coughed it up to Healy. Hand pass comes to Jones. And Jones off the side of the boot. Puts it out of bounds on the full.
And St Kilda have reacted to that lack of height problem across half forward. Darryl Wakeland, as we suggested, he may move forward, or one of the Wakeland boys move forward and become a target in that part of the ground. He's gone to centre half forward. O'Reilly's picking him up. Shane Wakeland, the other end of the ground, still on Modra. And Thompson has suggested he was the type of player that could pick up the height of Bandy.
James Clement down towards the attacking 50. In front, Waterhouse. Shane Wakeland behind, couldn't control it. Brown got it to Hudgton. To Wakeland again, to Lowe. Back it comes to Healy. Damien Condon right in the thick of it there, the Fremantle runner. Healy comes away, goes across the ground. Chance on the outer side for Wakeland. Had it knocked away by Taylor. Or was it Thompson? It was Thompson who missed the ball. Taylor got it across to support and Black. Back it comes to Taylor, 60 metres out. On the left foot, how will it bounce? Awkwardly. Taken by Shane Wakeland. Burke. They'll bring it out again. Zilla kicks it wide towards the boundary. Well done by Wills, battling with Gowans. Socketed off the ground to the pocket. And what's that? Shane Wakeland.
Low percentage there, Mickey, just throwing your boot out. Just get your body over the ball. Use your hands to paddle it in front of you. Too risky to throw your boot that close to the boundary line and pay the price.
That's what happens when you play on Tony Modra. You think you can do those things. Get it to bounce and spin backwards and perhaps go down to left half forward.
And Dennis, I think that act of play has typified St Kilda tonight. Just they haven't got their body over the line of the footy and run through with momentum.
That's called punishment. Modra gets his fourth.
That is a sensational kick for goal, Mickey. If we have a look, the replay of it, Modra's pushed right against the fence. He's really got no room to move. He only takes 4 or 5 steps, not his normal run-up when he kicks for goal. We see just off a very short run, and it's just threaded it through. That is a big goal for Fremantle. Coming from a St Kilda mistake, Wakeland just toe poking the ball over the boundary line, and the ultimate punishment goal to your direct opponent. That hurts.
He's a big-time player, Tony Modra. And the big-time players somehow have the capacity to deliver that killer sort of blow. Thompson, only as far as Holland. Holland, casually, across to Wills, still inside the centre square. Andrew Wills. The Dock is in control. He bounces one out towards the wing and O'Reilly. More conventional bounce. O'Reilly inside the centre square. Long kick down towards full forward. Modra out of the contest. Well, he got there, knocked it away. Waterhouse and Modra battle. Thompson across to support.
Good kick.
Ozzie Jones, it was a good kick. Brown on the outer side, wingers away. Brown towards half forward and Mitchell. Mitchell takes the mark. Hall is backing back. Mitchell. Hall did well. He was backing back initially and then slipped past Carroll on the lead. He's got the ball hard against the line. Chips to Thompson. And Thompson has taken the mark. Ben Thompson. Now the angle could open up for him here if he elects to have a shot.
Well, he's a left-footer, Dennis.
Yep.
He'll probably move around on that part of the body. He's a fairly penetrating kick.
It's no gimme. It's a pretty good effort.
Goal.
Very good.
That's a lovely kick.
They're hanging in there, the Saints. See Timmy Watson's trying to fire them up at three-quarter time, convincing them that they've got a chance to stay in the game, which you always have. As you said earlier, Dennis, there's no lead that's safe in this competition these days. Fremantle have just got to keep putting the pressure on, make St Kilda work for all their goals, and they've got enough of a lead to hold on, I think.
That was terrific work there by Thompson. Push forward, put some pressure back on Bandy or Clement.
So they exchange goals from the top shelf. Modra and Thompson. In goes Bandy. Somewhere in behind him. Lowe, Wills. They battle on the ground along with Burke. Another bounce. Lowe props in front. Bandy reaches over the top. Burke is slung, but not before he got a boot on it. Comes to kick it. Kick it off his step towards half forward and Ship almost the mark. Goes back after it. Thompson rates it in. Well played. Hand passes wide looking for Healy. Socket away by Kickett. Thompson battles on. It's in there somewhere. The umpire decides to ball it up.
Dennis, pretty good bench for the Dockers. Bond's still there, though, after that concussion. Gale, Norrish and McManus.
Sean's still a little nervous, obviously. Fletcher. Bandy. In trouble. A hand pass not all that effective. Ship made it look okay. Now Prescott on the burst. Spears the pass in. Over the head of Black. Coming through is Young. Hand passes towards the centre. Gowans with a run of it. Good hand pass. Releasing Peckett. Peckett about 60 metres out. Shows too much of it to Carroll. He was hanging on to Hall. Hall does well though. Breaks away. Spots a man loose towards the pocket. And gets it across to Brown. And Brown will take a shot at goal from 30 metres out, slight angle.
Yeah, terrific work there by Barry Hall. Attacked the footy fairly hard. Good awareness there. He didn't panic and blaze away at goal. He realised Brown got behind the contest. He was free. It was a terrifically placed kick from Barry Hall.
Brown gets the goal.
And they keep plugging away, the Saints. Working the ball a lot better now. They're starting to find a bit more space. They seem to have got their balance a little bit better, Mick. They're finding a bit more space. Barry Hall's still working very hard up forward for them. Stewie Lowe's getting a bit more of it midfield. And they're getting a few goals now. They're finding it easier to get those goals. So they still look a little bit dangerous, and Fremantle will have to keep working very hard now. Try and get that next goal on the board.
The Saints still ticking over. They won't go away. Not insurmountable. Still plenty of time. The early goals have come pretty quickly. Thompson. Too slick for Healy. Picks it up now. Dragged down. Over the ball goes Hayes. He's claimed. And we'll have a ball up.
It'll be interesting to see as this quarter progresses what role will Bandy play. He's been fairly instrumental across midfield, floating forward. It'll be good to see him actually push back and actually be an extra tall and stop that lead of Hall, who's leading hard into space.
Lowe knocked it down, but Wills finishes up with it. Kicks it to the outer side. 2-on-1. The speedster is the one. Taylor shuffling across very quickly. Brown played it very well. Got it back to Gowans. Or rather Jones it was out there near the boundary. This is Zilla. Centering kick. Burke. Well done. Reaching over the top that he tried to play on. Didn't realise Ship was coming back. And Ship nabbed him. fair and square.
And that is a terrific quality from a young player. Beaten in the initial contest, but never gave up hope, found his feet and actually laid a good tackle.
Holland across the body, gets it to Black. Clever kick. So just moments ago, Burke taking a very good mark. But the second effort from Ship brought him undone.
Good signs for Fremantle, young Ship doing that great work. And then Brodie Holland, just a very clever kick. Another young player, got it on the Heath Black, who'd run hard into space. Good young players for Fremantle, look very exciting.
So Heath Black going at his third goal right here. Normally a long kick, trying to bring it from left to right. Doesn't do that, it's a behind. Still over 13 minutes to go.
And all over the ground, John, I think it's pertinent to make mention the midfield rotation from the Fremantle Dockers has certainly worked tonight. Fletcher, Black, Kickett, Holland, Norris, Ship, that type of personnel who's been rotated through midfield have all gathered a lot of possession.
Aussie Jones got it from Young, who got it from Zilla. Kick goes high around the outer side. O'Reilly thumps it down. Bandy's outnumbered. Well played by Thompson to Lowe. Back to Thompson. Thompson kicks towards the wing. Peckett judged it pretty well. Got back to find it. Parker almost took the mark over him. Now Brown. Hand passes to the run of Andrew Thompson. Shrugs one on-comer. Kicks from 75 metres out. Hall controls it pretty well. Feeds it back to the middle, and Burke goes with the outside of the boot, and the Saints have got another one.
Well, he certainly has been good, Barry Hall. Good forwards always present themselves irrespective of what the scoreboard says. Barry Hall in that part of the ground has been a sole contributor merely because of the injuries due to St Kilda key personnel, that being Everett and also Sierakowski. But good run there by Burke. He was on the overlap. He has worked exceptionally hard in the second half, as he always does. He always tries to lift the St Kilda team and the spirit, trying to get his teammates into the game.
The margin is 22 points. The Saints making a charge here. Michael with other ideas, trying to thwart them. Healy dragged down. Thompson, he's a willing worker. He's over the ball. He needs to be careful. His namesake's in there. The two Thompsons, the Thompson twins.
Yeah, Thompson, another big game from him. 28 possessions. He has worked exceptionally hard once again tonight.
He's had to work hard for his kicks, hasn't he? He's done that, and he's gathered the possessions and does use the ball well.
Low with strength. Knocks it down. Coming through is Zilla. Was he held? It's close to the line. Slips over, kept it in. Clever work, Steve Zilla on his knees to McLaren to Healy. They're playing for keeps now. Healy a probing kick down towards half forward, knocked on by Wakeland. Oh, brilliantly done by Mitchell. To Hall, looking for Peckett. Peckett got in behind the defence. Loose ball 10 metres out, picked up by Parker. Parker gets it to Kickett. Back it comes to Parker, spins out of trouble. Ran into Moore, kept his head though, well played. Got it to Carroll. Carroll boots it up towards the wing. Lowe launches himself and takes a big grab. Immediately plays onto the middle, and Burke, why not? Well, as it was knocked away. Burke, great second effort. He was crawling like a man, going across the desert towards an oasis. Callaghan gets it to Bandy. Bandy drives it towards the outer side. Missed out there by Aussie Jones. Was he held on to? Jones and Taylor, two speedsters on the ground, battle for it, and they find a draw.
Well, a couple of big saves there. A couple of big saves by Fremantle. St Kilda looking very dangerous if they had scored a goal from either of those moves forward.
No, good contest here. Lifted.
Yeah, St Kilda really rating themselves as a good chance. They're fired up. They want to get the next goal on the board, and pretty quickly. A couple of good saves by the Freo side then.
Low again. Sharks by Fletcher. His 31st possession. This is Black inside the centre square. Probing kick. It favours Modra all the way. Too much carry. Modra leads back across the front row. Well, almost. Hard against the fence, Modra. It was across the line. Boundary throw in.
Heath Black just missed an opportunity. Daniel Bandy was working hard down the flank, running forward. He elected to go to Modra. Daniel Bandy did have a lot of space.
Well, the Dockers have got the Saints on the ropes. Can they finish them off? Low. Here's Waterhouse. Snapping Waterhouse. Modra falls off his man and takes the mark. How often have we seen that?
That is a signature Modramar.
And he's been threatening that, hasn't he, all night? He hasn't quite been able to grab him too well tonight. He's been looking close, and he, at the crucial time, he's finally got his hands on one.
Tony Modra has brought so much excitement to these Fremantle Dockers, win, lose or draw. This will make it tough for St Kilda. 10 minutes to go. They're down by 22 points. This to make it 28. Modra going at number 5, his third of the second half. No doubt.
That just shows the importance of the 2 saves down the other end of the ground. St Kilda were threatening to get another one. Shane Parker worked pretty hard to get the ball out of there. Fremantle worked it down the ground, made a real contest. It's a pretty handy kick by Waterhouse. Didn't just blaze away. He got it to right in front of the goals. When you got someone like Tony Modra, that's where you want the ball. Get it up there. If you get it in quick and he's one-on-one, he's always dangerous. He didn't let him down on this time.
Under 10 minutes to go. 14-10, 9-12. This ball is slow to come back. It's just on the field now.
I think one thing also, John, the Fremantle Dockers have impressed me in terms of simplicity tonight. They've been hard at the footy, but they've basically, since quarter time, sort of straightened themselves up and played a direct approach at goal, whereas on the other hand, at times, due to the injuries of St Kilda, they've been a little bit haphazard in their approach towards the likes of Barry Hall in their forward part of the ground.
94-66. Michael slaps it down, intended for Norris. Thompson to Lowe, bounces it down towards half-forward. Clement, was he held? Doesn't matter. Well, maybe it did. No, he gets away. Kicks it out towards the wing. Too much carry out of bounds on the full. Played well tonight, James Clement. Zilla to the middle. Gowans is away. Liked his game. Directly across the ground. There's a man on the outer side. That's Thompson. Ben. No relation to Andrew. Short one. Burke's got it. On the line of the square, the attacking side of centre. Goes looking for Hall. Play on is the call. Ball at the back. Taken by Wakeland. Untidy hand pass. Picked up by Mitchell. He does have some time. Gavin Mitchell. And he pulls it across the body. Quick reply.
And now the game has become a bit of a shootout. We spoke about it. This is what Fremantle didn't want to happen, especially early in the game. Got a pretty good lead, and they've had a big enough lead to allow that to happen, enough buffer. They didn't want this to happen early in the game. They're now letting St Kilda start to have a lot of shots of goal, getting some good goals on the board. They won't want to let them get too many because St Kilda aren't stopping. They're just flying home, working pretty hard. If they get another one and close that gap, they'll be right in it.
So, what are we back to? 22 points. 14-10, 10-12. Lowe directs it down brilliantly into the path of Thompson. Can someone pull off a spectacular mark for the Saints? No, O'Reilly just edged Wakeland out of it. Darryl Wakeland on the forward line. Took the mark. Pops it across to Holland. Holland to the middle and Michael. Kick it. From half-back to half-forward, Fletcher. The last week had 24 possessions. Prior to that, 31. Then 34 and 34. And tonight, he's up to 32. Here's Waterhouse. Clive. He of the long kick. He of the very long kick. He of the mighty kick. Hit the post, did he, or is it a goal? Oh, Clive!
Well,
wow.
You suggested that he was going to kick the ball long, Dennis, and it certainly was a booming kick. Plenty of distance in that. Certainly a little bit unlucky hitting the post. That goal could have broke the camel's back.
Young to Healy. Healy's tried hard, coming up for his 13th possession. Introduced late into this game. Swings it out very wide, close to the boundary. Ozzie Jones was up off his fingertips across the line. Under 8 minutes to go. 95 plays 72. The The Saints need a goal, and they need one reasonably quickly. Lowe slaps it down. Burke out against the line, kept it in. Well played. Back he comes to Lowe. The two big guns combining. Lowe to the wing. Thompson, an emerging star, gets the hand pass away to McLaren. Now McLaren can kick a running goal, decides not to. Comes back to the youngster Hayes. A lot of responsibility riding on this next kick. Lenny Hayes.
Big kick for Lenny Hayes. That was interesting because from the boundary thrown on the far side of the ground, the Dockers made a change. They took Norwich away from there and left a man short. Very interesting to make the move at that stage.
The Saints really need this goal. And Hayes delivers.
Yeah, there's no doubting this young player's talent. He certainly plays beyond his years. He's very composed, has got good balance, uses the ball exceptionally well. He's had 19 possessions. Good composure here also by McLaren. Could have blazed away to a contest about 30 metres from goal, but Hayes got free inside that 50-metre area. He took an uncontested mark and kicked a goal to keep St Kilda's hopes alive in this game.
St Kilda need 3 goals to win. Lowe, who's done very well on the ball, matched by Michael that time. Thompson, who's been wonderful, gets it away to Burke. Burke kicks inside the 50, awkward half volley for Wakeland. Spills across to Brown, to Beckett. Beckett comes to Brown, who decides to kick it. Pulls it back towards full forward. Mitchell, 10 metres out. The former Docker needs to kick it quickly. The old 1-2 inside the 50 finishes like that.
And it is starting to rain here. They are certainly coming,
aren't they?
The St Kilda team. They are winning the ball out of the centre. Stuart Lowe has had an enormous influence in this, the last quarter. Nathan Burke and Andrew Thompson, they've really lifted their work rate. But you go back to an earlier game this year when St Kilda come from well behind against Geelong at Shell Stadium. They didn't give up. Maybe a similar circumstance could happen tonight.
It's really starting to sprinkle too.
St Kilda need 2 goals. They've got 6 minutes. That's an eternity. It'll seem that way for the Dockers faithful. Can they hang on? Or can they break it with another goal at their end? That's what they need. Greg's group. Oh, we're seeing all the skills on display tonight from the umpies. There's the bounce. Low. Too much carry on it for Burke. Healy, good use of the body. Burke falling to the ground, gave it away. Holland inside the 50. Modra being held. Play on's the call. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in. The third umpire comes in handy.
Been a good contest down there, Wakeland and Modra. Modra's finished off pretty well with 5 goals. Obviously takes some points.
Boundary throw in. Low. He'll get a free kick. Low with the free. Not saying it wasn't there, but Modra deserved one moments ago. This is Young. Bouncing out of defence. Bringing it up towards half-back. Matthew Young. Big roar around this ground. Not a particularly good kick. Kicker controlled it pretty well. Finds it on the ground and gave it away to Thompson. Thompson. Hand passes down towards half-forward and Hayes. Hayes loses it. In goes Wills. Against the flow is Taylor. Down he goes. Clement grabs it. Throws it on the boot. It bounces on the wing. Holland's in front. Being chased by Zilla. Zilla bearing down. He's got him. That's holding the ball. Surely.
Umpire's called that he's run too far. I don't know if he did, but he had the ball for a long time. Ended up covering a fair bit of territory.
Well, he tried to break the tackle with that left arm initially. Zilla's got the ball. Just over 5 minutes to go. The margin is 11 points.
Finding too much space, these St Kilda players now.
Young across the ground. Modra was brought up on the wing. Modra's got the ball. Holland is breaking. No one inside the 50. Brodie Holland can take the ball. Ship wants it over the top.
That's a great
Holland
kick.
pulls it back. Ship is running into an open goal. He's marked 10 metres out. Well, we talk about fullbacks running off. That time, Wakeland took Modra to the ball.
And on that occasion, Holland could have easily tried to make a hero of himself. but there's no doubt he did the team-orientated thing, centred the ball into the path of Ship, and that is good composure, understanding from
two young guys. Haven't played a lot of footy together. Great work.
Ship gets the goal and some breathing space.
Just that change of direction to
lateral kick, Mick. Across the ground from that position, St Kilda had the footy. They're looking to go forward. I've kicked it laterally across the ground into a very dangerous position. Didn't come off. Modra made the contact. From there, Modra takes position in the centre of the ground, and you've just opens the whole ground up for you. You've got that quick turnover. You're going straight inside your 50. The result is a goal from another St Kilda mistake. Two crucial mistakes this quarter.
Well, I guess at the presentation ceremony, if in fact there's going to be one for the Dockers, Modra will insist on being referred to as a midfielder. There goes the bounce, knocked down by Lowe, slapped out of there by McLaren. Down towards half-forward and Parker. Pickett's got in, drags him down. Black goes in, knocked away by Pickett, picked up by Brown. Across towards Healy, being held on is surely. No free. In there was Mitchell. Hand passes to Pickett. Mitchell's going to get a free. He's got 3 second-half goals, Gavin Mitchell. But the clock is the enemy of the Saints now. Beautiful kick. Gowan's in behind the defence, almost the mark. Play on's the call. Kick it to McManus. 4 minutes to go, just a tick over. Wirra sweeps a hand pass to Norrish. Norrish from half back up towards the wing. Ship bundled out of it. The spills come to Fletcher. A hand pass worth a kick. Michael's away. Running towards half forward. Waterhouse. Good mark under the circumstances.
Turn your back.
Don't turn your back, Clive. There's a man in the square. Well, Waterhouse has taken plenty of time. The best way, I think, to make amends is kick a goal. So there you go.
Well, that is the best way to respond. Kick the goal, but still, it's not the best percentage thing, Mick. We always talk, coaches tell us, play the percentage, do the best thing that's going to get the team the guaranteed best result. On that occasion, he should have turned around a lot quicker than he did. He got the ball in, would have been a lot more certain to get the goal. He finished it off, he had to in the end. It puts a lot of pressure on, but good goal, and that just about seals it.
Well, you can imagine after the game, Damien Drum goes up to Clive Waterhouse rather sheepishly and says, Clive, I want to talk to you about our 16th goal. Back in the middle, Michael knocks it down. Swooping on it, Healy. Still Healy, well done. Driven towards the outer side by Ryan. Brown's in front out there. Gets the hand pass across to McLaren. McLaren kicks inside the 50 and Carroll takes the mark. And full credit to the Dockers. St Kilda were charging at them and they've steadied with 2 late goals. Suddenly the margin back out to 23. It had narrowed to 11. Norrish, nonchalant. Dale Kickett. He's played well tonight. Good to see him start. Norrish, forward of half back. Floats one through the wing. Waiting behind and dragged down is Young. Jones across the body to half forward. Brown. He's had trouble taking marks tonight. Was pushed in the back. No, it's a throw. They've been red hot on throws this round. Wirra drives it towards left half forward. Michael.
There's no doubt this young man is a developing player. 15 possessions, that's his 9th mark, 10 hit-outs. Very agile, moves across the ground well and uses the ball fairly well also.
Pickett knocks it away from Parker. Young applies a tackle. Fletcher once more to Wirra, spins out of trouble twice. Prescott, Michael, charged down by Young, comes back to Prescott, scrambles a kick 5 metres, taken by Jones, looking for Thompson. This is Ben Thompson. Did he duck into it? Play on's the call. The umpire thought he did. Diving in there was Jones from the opposite direction. I think it was Fletcher who's down and hurt. The bodies go in willingly across half back. Or is it Black? It's Heath Black who's getting up rather gingerly down there. And with justification because he really put the body in. And a ball up just inside the attacking 50 for the Fremantle Dockers.
I think a big stat for Fremantle tonight. Clem Michael and Daniel Bandy have shared the ruck work. Michael's had 16 possessions and 9 marks. Bandy's had 22 possessions and 6 marks. That's an outstanding return from their 2 big fellas.
Right half forward. Overrun by Ship, taken by Holland. It'll come back to Ship. Crowd will want advantage, but it's Ship's ball back at right half forward.
I think that statistic is a reflection of how important Everett and also Mayor Sirakoski could have been in terms of this contest.
Yeah, most definitely. And, you know, those two players, Michael and Benny, they've pretty much shared the ruck work on and off the ball, and to get that many possessions each is a great result.
Ship a centering kick. They come from all directions. Modra up very high. Walton got the hand pass away. Burke steams away. Finds McLaren, but the moment is lost for the Saints. Just over a minute to go. McLaren down towards half forward. Darryl Wakeland worked out of it by O'Reilly. Arriving quickly was Hayes, picked up by Norrish across to Callaghan. Callahan's kick marked on the outer side by McManus. Takes it and goes. Gives it to Waterhouse. Prescott's on in the middle. Clive decides to slow things down. He'll take one of his best kicks from here. 30 seconds to go. He goes in short to Norrish. Norrish across the ground to Wirra. So the Fremantle Dockers, destroyed last week, have responded like a good club tonight. The Saints, depleted, came in without Harvey, lost Everett, lost Sirakoski, who was playing well for them. Waterhouse has got it, and the siren now just seconds away. Wait for it, and a big roar.
That is a terrific win from the Fremantle Dockers' point of view. A lot of positives coming out of the game. There's Adrian Fletcher. He was a player that set the scene. Modra was very good with 5 goals. Nathan Burke on screen also worked his way into the game. There's an emerging talent.
Exciting player.
Very skilled. And there's another player there on screen. Ship works very diligently. Clean with his hands, clean with his feet. Gavin Mitchell and McManus talking about old times, no doubt. Will's worked hard. Stewie Lowe tried to lift his team in that last quarter. But down to you, Barrett, you've got Adrian Fletcher.
Yes, thanks, Mickey. Yes, what a thriller, Fletcher, at home in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, it was a big crowd. We would have liked to have won by more, but a win's a win, and we'll build on that.
What motivated the boys tonight, Fletch?
Oh, you know, we've probably been down the last couple of weeks. We've played some good footy before that, but we want to get back and play high intensity, and if we play high intensity, the skills will follow.
What about your own form, mate? It's been unbelievable in the last month. Another 30 odd possessions tonight. You got leather poisoning.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but it's good. It's a good team effort, and hopefully we'll go on and finish the season off.
Answered a few critics today, though, the boys, didn't they?
Yeah, we answered some critics. We've probably been down in our own confidence, and we fought back, and a win. Hopefully we'll grow on that and win.
Hey, Fletch, sets it up for a great derby next week.
Yeah, it will be a hard one, but we won't. We'll get over this one, and we'll think about it next week.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
Adrian Fletcher with Adrian Barrett. Fletch lives, Fletch runs, he gets plenty of the ball. 15 kicks, 19 hand passes, 5 marks tonight. Total them up, that's 34 possessions. And in the last, what is it now, 5 weeks, I think 4 times he's been over 30. 3 times at 34. 16-11 to 12-12. And the ground is rocking. Tough loss for the Saints. I would have come here looking at this one to push them up to 9 wins for the season. Back out of harm's way. But now, of course, a couple of injuries tonight. A tough road ahead.
Came in without Harvey, but then to lose Everett, Sirakoski does hurt you throughout the game.
Dale kick at 26 possessions tonight. He was very good.
And after last week's humiliation, there's only one way to respond. It's the way the system works. You've got 7 days to rectify the situation, and the way they attacked the footy tonight.
They kept the pressure on St Kilda for the whole game, didn't they? In that last quarter, the Saints got away a bit and got some goals on the board, which I think Damien Drummond will address. Say, why did we let them kick so many goals and easy goals in that last quarter? But overall, the Dockers really had them under the pump for most of the game.
Hometown crowd on Saturday Night Football, delighted